So first of all, thank you for coming today. Make yourself comfortable.
That's all right.
How's your day been today?
Yeah, not too bad. It's been got a couple of jobs done, so
Nice and productive.
Yeah,
Wish I could say the same for myself.
yeah, well, yeah, it's
Cool.
a rare thing.
Yeah. Well, at least you got done today. Our interview today shouldn't be too long, only about 10 minutes or so pretty straightforward, pretty easy. Did you have that signed consent form?
Yeah,
that you were talking about before? Thank you very much. So there's no questions with that?
No, it's all pretty straightforward.
Cool. So still willing to consent?
Yep, that's right.
Awesome. So if you'd like to stop at any time during the interview, that's completely fine. Just let me know. And if there's any questions you prefer not to ask, just let me know. We can skip to the next one. It's important to note that there's no right or wrong answers to any of these questions. It's just completely your views and your opinions. So don't be afraid to say what you think or anything like that.
No worries.
So yeah, just before we begin, is there any questions that you have for me about the proceedings?
No, not particularly. I'm just keen to get started.
Cool. So today I'm going to be asking you some questions about marriage equality, your views and your opinions, and maybe any experiences you might have had on the subject. Could you tell me a bit about what your current understanding of the concept of marriage equality is?
Well, my understanding is that it's a bit of a push towards appreciating love and affection in every form, not just between a man and a woman. It's respecting the fact that you can, whatever gender you are, you can love someone, and that love is valid as long as it's reciprocated, and that you should have the same rights as anyone else, whether you're a man or a woman, to marry whoever you like, and for those rights to be respected by the laws and protected the same way any other relationship would be.
Okay, nice. So what are some of the feelings associated, that you have associated with marriage equality? How do you feel about it?
Probably go with the word frustration.
Okay. Could you tell me a bit about why you are frustrated or why you feel frustrated?
Yeah, it's there's a bit of difference between where we should be and where we are. I think as a society today and the way we're moving forward, being a bit more inclusive and respecting other people, I think the governments and the legal system is falling behind a bit. I think as a society we respect each other in a way that everyone should be able to do what they like, and yeah, they're falling a bit behind in making that a reality.
Yeah. Could you tell me about any personal experiences you may have had, whether that's in directly with yourself or maybe some family friends, or you've heard about a case that's affected you?
Yeah, no worries. I have a close friend of mine actually that's not too long ago come out as a gay man, and I've known him my whole life. Well, that's my experience. I've known this guy my whole life, and it turns out that he's a gay person. I don't see him any differently, and knowing him both before and after his coming out, it doesn't change much. I'm still the same person.
So yeah, how do you think that experience has impacted on your life or your thoughts towards marriage equality?
Well, having someone that you've known for most of your life, it really hits home, the way that things should be, and the way gay people are affected by the stigma and all that sort of stuff out in the community. It really makes it a reality, the issues and stuff that they face.
So I heard you mention the word stigma there. I was just wondering, what do you mean by stigma? What stigma do you think there is?
Well, obviously that in previous years, past times, there's been a lot of legal and there's been a lot of hate towards the gay community. they were vilified and really discriminated against by like a lot of religious groups. And a lot of a lot of people didn't accept them for the way they were and thought it was against God or whatever their thoughts were at the time. So that still lingers around today. A lot of people don't accept them for the people that they are and just see the way they have sex, and that's not what they like. So I think, that still hangs around today.
Okay. So moving on to the broader picture, in Australia, what do you think the typical view is on marriage equality in Australia?
I would say on average, I'd say Australia's quite an accepting country, quite multicultural and all those sorts of things. So I'd say that probably the majority of Australia would be agreeing with the push towards marriage equality.
Okay. Your view on what you think Australia, the view in Australia is, where do you think that was shaped by?
Well, everyone always thinks they're right, so I guess that's a factor. Like what I think, I assume everyone else would do as well.
Yes,
it's probably part of it. But I think a lot of that would come from mainstream media, social media, friends, family, all that sort of stuff. Everything you interact with develops your own ideas as a person. So I think, it's a combination of factors of all the media and family, friends.
So talking about the university population in Australia specifically, how do you think that population compares or contrasts to like the wider population of Australia?
Well, like I said before, that a lot of those negative feelings towards the gay community are sort of left over from an older mindset. So I think the university students are generally a younger crowd. So I think as a whole, they would be a bit more compassionate and accepting of the gay community as opposed to the whole of Australia.
So why do you think that it is the younger people now that are more accepting? And as you say, a time gone by.
Well, I think we've grown up with all the a lot more connectedness through the internet and all that sort of stuff. So you see a lot more than people used to. Before internet, people would just live in their town, and they'd learn everything from their parents and their peers and that sort of stuff. And the mindsets that they have are sort of thrust upon you. But with the internet and the more global community having a lot more access to that, you see a lot more of these issues and you're a lot more aware, and it's easy to make up your own mind.
Awesome. So how do you feel about the bill to hold a referendum for the legalisation of same-sex marriage being voted down in 2016?
I think it's just the government shying away from the issue. I think a lot of politicians are a bit older, and they really don't know what way to go with it. Whether it's a conflict with their own thoughts or just trying to play a popularity game with the people of the country. But I think they're just shying away from the issue. Really, they should just take the bull by the horns and get it done. It's just fear of what might happen if they put their neck out on to change something and it doesn't work out. They might lose their career, or just a bit of fear on their part.
Okay, yeah. So we're running out of time here, but where do you see the future of marriage equality ending in Australia?
We'll definitely get there. It's just a matter of time, and how long it takes for people the majority of people to come out, and governments to be brave and do what they think's right, and don't be afraid to change things.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll happen. It's just a matter of when.
Yeah. So, what do you think needs to happen to take that, that step there?
Yeah, like I was saying, there's a fear in government, so I think they need to really just attack it and put it out there and let the people decide. It doesn't have to be a political issue. I think it's more of a moral issue. And I think they just need to let the people decide on what they think should be done. And I think if there's a referendum, then the laws will be changed.
Okay. Well, thank you for your time. That concludes our interview today. Is there any comments or questions you would like to ask me?
No, I think you did a really good job.
Cool.
Well done questions.
Cool. Well, thank you very much, Ryan. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, you too.
Thank you.